Hey guys, so I just wanted to talk about some of my favorite games that I played this year. Kena Bridge of Spirits is definitely one of them. I was so hyped following most of the trailers that were coming out for this game. The game just looked beautiful. It was a 3D platformer, and I love my 3D platformers. Playing the game, it definitely lived up to the hype for me. I love my 3D platformers. The game just looks stunning and beautiful from the combat. As you can see in the video, the combat is just so simple, so fluid, just feels so good, especially playing this on PS5. Most of the games that I'll be showing you today, I have played on PS5, and with the whole adaptive triggers, this game just felt even better. I still can't get over how good this looks. It's just such a nice and cool design for a game of this caliber. Just beautiful. Jumping straight into the next one, Guardians of the Galaxy. This was a huge surprise for me because from seeing gameplay and just seeing what Square Enix done with Marvel's Avengers, which was quite disappointing to be honest. My hype wasn't anywhere around this game. I was gonna play it anyway. I love Marvel, but yeah, it wasn't there for me. But I played it, and it's so good. It might actually be my favorite game of this year, easily, because it was just the funny dialogue, the characters. Even with the comedy, you do get emotional moments. The way the gameplay is, I'd describe it more as sort of an Uncharted-esque sort of feel to it, where you climb stuff, run around shooting enemies, this, that and the other, with cutscenes and story being explained. It's just a well put together game and such a huge surprise. I can't recommend this game enough. Even if you're not even just a Marvel fan, just a game fan in general, I really recommend this game. To be fair, this might be a cop-out for some, but I feel this DLC that came out for Ghost of Tsushima, I was not expecting it at all. This is huge. This is bigger than most games, this whole DLC package. You're traversing a completely new island, which just looks beautiful. You know, Ghost of Tsushima was beautiful anyway, and now being able to play it on PS5 with the graphical improvements they've added is just amazing. And then being able to experience a whole new story going around. But, well, as you can see from the gameplay alone, the combat in Ghost of Tsushima is where it shines the most, I feel. Because it's just so satisfying to just block, parry, cut up enemies, I guess. Even though that sounds quite sinister. But still, the game is just amazing. If you haven't played the original, please play the original. And then, even so, play the DLC. It's amazing. What can I say for a series, Resident Evil? To be honest, I wasn't really much into the Resident Evil series growing up. So I only really I dabbled here and there playing like 4, 5. I think I might have played 2 back in the day, but I'm not too sure. But I first got into it from Resident Evil 7, which was an amazing game. First person perspective, that was the first for the series, and I really enjoyed it. It was so intense, it was scary. It just took everything that I enjoyed and done it perfectly. Resident Evil 8, it holds up to that expectation from Resident Evil 7. First person again, they decided to go with Ethan Winters, and okay, the story might be lacking in some regards, but the gameplay and just how Resident Evil games are made and created is just such a perfect system to me. It's so amazing how even good it looks. Like you saw from the character models just a minute ago, it's so good. And the gameplay alone is just so satisfying with the gunplay and the enemies, and there are certain moments in this game that are really scary too, which I obviously don't want to spoil, but there's a moment in this game, it's probably one of the scariest moments in any video game that I have ever played, and it's definitely worth checking out. Without further ado, let's just get straight into the last pick, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. What can be said about these games? These are just amazing games. Been playing since PlayStation 2, love the PlayStation 3 series in particular. And I think the last game came out in 2016, Ratchet and Clank, which was a remake of the original, which was amazing, was beautiful on the PS4, but then they just stepped it up on PS5. This game is probably one of the best looking games you can actually find on PlayStation 5 at the moment, but still bringing back all the crazy weapons that you love from the series, destroying enemies with I, so many weapons. It's so satisfying to play. As I said previously, I love 3D platformers, and this was easily one of the best games I played this year. I definitely recommend, if you own a PlayStation 5, I know it's hard at the moment, but please play this game. You will not regret it. Okay, so well, that was some of my favorite games of this year. Please, if you're watching this, like the video and just comment down below what was your favorite games this year. I'd love to check them out myself, because these are obviously some of the bigger games, and especially on PlayStation as well. Just, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I enjoyed making this, so see you later.